Hi, my name is Cynthia Chen, and I was selected as a winner of the UConn ECE scholarship in STEM.
Hello, my name is Afroja Akter, and I'm currently attending Waterbury Career Academy.
Hi, my name is Emil Perdue, and I'm a senior at Greenwich High School in Greenwich, Connecticut, and I was recently selected as a winner of the 2020 UConn Early College Experience Excellence in Civic and Community Engagement Scholarship.
Hi, my name is Ellanora Lerner. I'm a current senior at the Fisher's Island School and a current resident of New London, Connecticut.
Hello, my name is Varsha Rathore, and I'm a senior at South Windsor High School.
My name is Alexis Eaton, and I am a recipient of this year's UConn Early College Experience Excellence in Civic and Community Engagement Scholarship. I attend Lyman High School in Wallingford, Connecticut.
My project involves the use of tungsten-doped vanadium dioxide thermochromic smart windows as a green alternative to home heating. Recently increased carbon dioxide emissions have led to climate change with harmful consequences, and because of this, I was inspired to explore possibilities to address energy consumption issues using green technology. Traditional commercial windows make up almost half of a building's total energy. However, they tend to waste a lot of energy as well. Because of this, I wanted to focus my project on the use of smart windows, specifically thermochromic windows, which can regulate their heat transmission based on temperature. And because of this, I wanted to focus my project on lowering this transition temperature and optimizing the window's properties as well. In carrying out my project, I fabricated 4 films using a pulsed laser deposition method, a sapphire film, a VO2 film, and 2 tungsten-doped vanadium dioxide films with different dopings. I then used scanning electron microscopy and atomic force microscopy to characterize the smooth film coatings. I then measured light transmission as a function of temperature in 3 light regions, and then analyzed the change in light transmission as the temperature went up to 60 degrees Celsius. Here is me at my workspace to measure light transmission in the UV visible region. I then used a thermal camera to measure radiation of the films at different temperatures. Here's the setup of this experiment with the thermal camera on the right, mount in the middle, and infrared source on the left. And finally, I built scaled wooden houses to model home ambient temperature. In this final experiment, I used the infrared source on the left as the heat source and the orange heating pad to increase window temperature, which I measured using a thermocouple. I plotted values of internal temperatures of the home as a function of external window temperature. My project is significant to me because I've always had an interest in energy conservation issues. My work also provides an important step in advancing the commercialization of these thermochromic smart windows, and they will save a significant amount of energy that is currently used in the heating and cooling systems of buildings. By working to improve energy efficiencies of current infrastructures, we can begin to advance cleaner fossil fuel technology and be prepared to expand the market to significantly increase the contribution of renewable energy. In the future, I intend to conduct further research to find a way to mass produce the windows in order to make such windows in any size, and also to make sure that the windows are weatherproof over a certain lifespan. I intend to make collaborations with research institutions and industrial experts during my collegiate studies.
I want to focus on one of my favorite UConn projects. This project, we had to interview Napoleon Bonaparte, who was a monarch in France during French Revolution. Since it's a group project, I decided to be Napoleon, and my friend decided that she's going to be the interviewer. We worked days researching and coming up with a plan, and at last, we recorded the video. Although it took a lot of courage to act like him, it was very exciting at times, nerve-wracking. I like to film and edit, so I took the responsibility of both of those. But without my partner, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So shout out to Aaliyah. My partner and I worked very hard on this project. Since we didn't have any knowledge about interviews or how they worked, we watched many famous interviews and tried to mimic them. We started to film right after midterms for 3 whole days and stayed up all night to edit. It was very frustrating, but yet enjoyable since I liked editing.
Since 8th grade, I've been involved in a number of different service activities, but the main one has been providing technical support for the elderly. In 6th grade, one of my family friends, who is a senior citizen named Moya Duffy, asked me for help with her computer, specifically with editing and presenting some of her film. Through this, I was able to help chop up some of her film clips and help her present it to her class later on, and I found her to be very grateful. For a capstone project I had in 8th grade, I volunteered at the Muse, a retirement home in Greenwich, where I helped dozens of senior citizens with their phones, computers, and more. Specifically, I helped some of them look up things online that they're interested in, use iMessage and FaceTime so that they could communicate with their family, and also access their camera and camera roll so that they can share their memories with their loved ones. It was at this moment that I realized that the lack of technical literacy among the elderly is a prominent issue in my community. Since then, I founded a low-cost IT company catered towards the elderly where my peers and I fix any sort of technical issues they may have. Part of this service is spending time with the elderly and getting to know them while fixing their issues at the same time and showing compassion in our work. In high school, I worked to found the Greenwich Library Advisory Club, where I've served as president for 3 years, and here I was able to promote cross-generational learning within my high school and my local community. In this club, I manage a board of students where we organize and implement community service programs. We have set up a gaming day for children as well as several visits to various senior citizen homes in Greenwich so our members can provide tech support of their own to the senior citizens here. This way, we're able to not only foster technological literacy for the young and the old, but continue to do so for years to come, long after my absence, as our club will continue to exist. I found this project to be substantial in my life because of what I've been able to learn from each of these experiences. Since 6th grade, I've been able to help over 150 senior citizens, and every single one of them has taught me something new about the world or themselves through our interactions. The ability to give back in a unique way is something that is substantial in my life and something that I want to carry on for the rest of my life.
Every year at my school, we have the opportunity to write a research paper, which is a joint project between the English and Social Studies departments. I love this project because, within certain geographic and time constraints, each student can choose what topic they want to research. This is fascinating because students will choose topics that aren't normally covered in the curriculum and have a chance to study topics that they are truly interested in. I also love this project because it's very independent. We get to complete the whole research process, from creating a research question to submitting a final polished draft. Through the University of Connecticut, we also have access to incredible research materials. The past 3 years, I've been able to visit the UConn library and stores to complete research. Last year, I wrote my paper on rates of voting within Native American communities. I found that cultural factors and discrimination have historically kept those rates low. But advocacy organizations, high rates of military service, and the desire to protect tribal interests have caused those rates to grow in modern times. I love this topic because I am very passionate about civic engagement and ensuring that people from all backgrounds have equal access to the vote and to elected officials who protect their interests and represent them. Studying historic voter discrimination is essential to preventing discrimination in the present and the future. I was also drawn to this topic because I believe that Native issues in general aren't addressed or understood enough in our society.
My project was called Women in STEM Day at South Windsor High School. The Women in STEM Day event at South Windsor High School was on Friday, November 8th, 2019. I decided to invite girls and boys, which was different from what has happened in the past, where only girls were invited. This was a way for me to branch out to more students and spread awareness about emphasizing women in STEM. In small groups, students rotated around and learned about the presenters' education, their jobs, hobbies, and any tips they had for students. There were team-building activities that engaged all participants. This is a small introduction. My social learning goal was to establish a network of relationships to assist in mental and physical well-being through communications such as these emails and network establishment with students, participants, and administrative staff.
Throughout my 4 years of high school, I have acquired over 800 hours of community service. I have a strong commitment to helping others. This is evident through my intended major, environmental engineering. This major will allow me to tackle some of the great environmental problems that are plaguing the world today, perhaps developing a more environmentally friendly version of plastic or designing a new type of rain garden. Addressing and mitigating problems within a community is not a simple task. It requires failure and resilience. Making the transition to high school, where one can participate in over 30 student organizations, was inspiring. Unfortunately, the club that made me the most zealous, the environmental club, was struggling. There was only one other member of the club, therefore enacting change within our school was no easy feat. I took on my own initiative to address a crucial problem, the use of styrofoam lunch trays. I was inspired to pursue this idea 2 years ago, when I was fortunate enough to have the chance to attend the George Mason Washington Youth Summit on the Environment. At this program, I had the opportunity to visit National Geographic headquarters in Washington, D.C. Here I learned about microplastics and how waste products such as styrofoam break down into small pieces and are consumed by fish. In turn, humans who consume seafood are ingesting these materials, which contain harmful chemicals. In order to ensure the longevity of the human species, the usage of plastic and non-biodegradable products must be reduced. I researched cost-effective, sustainable brands that would have less impact on the planet, and I emailed our school district's food coordinator. Despite my consistent effort, the proposed idea of tray-free Fridays fell on deaf ears. I was told that it was too expensive and something that the town did not have time for. I knew, however, that with persistence, I could make an impact on my community.
After receiving a suggestion from my teacher and doing further research, the Crayola Color Cycle program, a marker recycling project, seemed like the perfect place to begin.
My school supported me this time, and in our first year, and as the environmental club began to grow, we collected and recycled 26 pounds. This year, we were already at half of that amount before the traditional school year abruptly ended, and the club is thriving now with 15 dedicated members. Starting with this program took time and dedication. I had to meet with administration to get approval for these things. The club also had to advertise and gather enough boxes for each classroom. I am lucky to have other members that help to collect and package the markers for shipping.
I have also led the group in creating a school recycling center that has collection boxes for different items, including pens, printer toner, and batteries. My favorite part of this recycling program is the collection of mascara wands. These are used to remove debris from baby animals.
I am very grateful to have been named a recipient of this scholarship. Throughout high school, I thoroughly enjoyed the UConn ECE classes that I took. From participating in the ECE Globalization Conference last spring to making broad connections in class, I've gained the tools to think analytically and to apply my knowledge in areas that I'm passionate about via the opportunities from UConn ECE.
Although I like filming and editing, I want to pursue my career as an educator who will better the future and create a path that will lead children to their best future self. I want to reinforce the importance of education not only in the US, but the whole world, where no children will be left behind without an education. Although it's a big ambition, I really want to create an environment where helpless children who want an education but can't afford to due to financial issues or living conditions get one without any limitation. It's a shame that there are still children who are left without an education, and I want to change that.
Next year, I'll be attending the University of Chicago, where I plan to study economics and statistics. I hope to use both these majors to create change on a larger scale, specifically in the field of public policy. I hope to look into the field of economic policy to promote economic equality, and I'm also interested in working in the government sector to continue this legacy of public service. I want to thank UConn ECE tremendously for the scholarship once again and all that they have done in my high school career. I've taken econ, micro, and macro, as well as government and comparative politics through the We the People program, all offered through UConn ECE at my high school. My favorite class in high school is actually my government class offered through UConn ECE, which really fostered my interest in politics, which I plan to have for the rest of my life. I was also able to present at the climate change conference last year, offered through UConn ECE and my government class. UConn ECE has allowed me to broaden my academic interests and has also allowed me to grow as a learner, thinker, and a person. Thank you once again.
Next year, I will attend Clark University in Worcester, Massachusetts, where I plan to pursue a career teaching high school social studies. I believe that understanding history is essential to understanding the world we live in. I am very grateful for the opportunities I have had through ECE. I go to a very small school, and ECE has allowed my schools the flexibility to offer advanced classes within the limits presented by our size. During high school, I have taken classes in science, social studies, English, and Spanish through ECE. The classes have offered not only academic rigor, but interesting and dynamic ways to engage with the material. This year, I had the opportunity to serve as my school's ECE ambassador. It was a great leadership experience through ECE, and it allowed me to help grow the program at my school and assist my peers with the registration process. Thank you, ECE!
Starting fall of 2020, I will be a UConn Husky, majoring in computer science and engineering in the honors program. I can't wait. The UConn ECE program is a great program for students who are looking to get a head start on their college educations. Having taken 3 courses, physics, microeconomics, and macroeconomics, I know that it's a great way for students to learn what college courses can be like with teachers who are very experienced in the material that they're teaching. These ECE courses are very affordable for all students who would like to save a little bit of time and money in college.
Having been exposed to college-level work prior to formally entering college has built my confidence. I will be attending the University of New Hampshire next fall, a school that does accept ECE credits. Because I am ahead on credits, I will be able to double major in environmental engineering and sustainability. This may not have been feasible if I had not earned these ECE credits. Thank you UConn ECE and my devoted teachers at Lyman Hall for giving me an amazing experience and for investing in my future. Change has to start somewhere, and every initiative, no matter how small, can make a difference.